It's Cost Finger, baby.
Welcome back, guys. This is KJ Diagram with your host Keyon and your boy
JDJ, man.
It's been a while since we've been on here. How you been, Jay?
I've been good, man. Been a few weeks since we've been able to record an episode, but we're here. We're here. Super excited.
Oh yeah, it's been like a good month or so.
Damn, has it been a month?
It's been a month. I checked it actually today.
That's crazy.
I was checking the views like I wonder how that work out.
Crazy.
Yeah, I actually don't feel like it's been a month.
We actually, to be honest with you, I feel like our videos have done a little bit better still than I anticipated. Besides probably like one, but for the most part, you know, people are tuning in.
I say my favorite thing is that when I check the videos before I even I haven't advertised much. When we just posted them out, I didn't really say much, and they already got their own views. And I appreciate all you guys. Y'all loyal. I really love it. So we gotta stay loyal back and just post these videos.
Yeah, man. Appreciate all of you guys for sure, for sure. So yeah, man. To jump back into the question here, we were talking off camera.
Mm-hmm. So you repeat that question for us.
Yeah. So you were mentioning that it seems like relationships, you know, just like kind of boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be, is looked at as marriage, and it's not. I believe was your quote.
That a lot of like everybody treat dating just like marriage. So like I saw like off a New York Post thing saying woman from TikTok saying that her boyfriend bought her cough medicine. She was sick and it cost $7. He asked, "Hey, Venmo me that $7," and that's a big red flag. And she got over 4 million views from it. And that's just crazy to me.
It's $7 though.
$7.
Like, why you can't just Venmo the $7?
It's not a big deal to me. I'm like, okay, here you go. Thanks for giving my medicine because you spent your money to go get it. Now, if you're married, I get it because what's yours is mine. If you look at it that way, but the same thing as dating. I mean, if you're just dating for a few months, I mean, you can say a year, but I mean, it still don't have to share all the profits.
Oh, that's where you coming from at it. Okay, gotcha. You're saying that, you know, just because we're dating doesn't mean I gotta, you know, fund your
food, fund everything. Like, hey, we go on a date. All right, here's a bill. Oh, he already suspected I gotta pay. Like, I feel like it's more of like a good marriage thing. Or I mean, like to me, I guess like it's always been like if I invite you out to eat, I'm gonna pay. It's because like I invited you out. But if we say, hey, let's go get lunch, then we split the bill. But if you invite me out to eat,
I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke.
if you invite me out to eat, then I'm expecting you probably might pay for me, but I'm still gonna have my wallet with me and be ready for it.
See, I mean, you know, I've been married for 6 years, so I can't really give too much insight on single life. But it just seems like, I feel like, at least I can speak from experience when me and Tranisha was together. I ain't gonna lie. Well, it took probably like 3 years, and then we just shared everything in our relationship. My money was her money was my money. So maybe that comes with time. But, you know, is there ever a situation where, you know, shared assets is needed besides when being married? Like, do you think that should ever be a thing? We share income, you know?
I think it really just
depends
maybe
on
after like years or so, or like agreement y'all come upon versus like, oh, this is something that just happens reoccurringly. Like, oh yeah, here's my $10. You just hold it. I don't know. So everybody got their own different things, but I feel like that's something like you come upon, like and agree upon on and talk about. But like again, if you're married, that's just something that just probably just happens. If I'm right.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, but everyone's different. Every relationship is different. Like, I know a lot of married couples who all their finances is separate, like to the T. Like, they don't share anything, or they may have like one shared account. Like, all their other finances is totally separate, and that's just because, you know, some people already had money prior to getting into the relationship, or, you know what I mean, if they've been getting money together, their views and opinions on what should be done with the money has been separate. Like, I think this money should go over here. No, I think the money should go over there. So because of that, it's like, all right, I'm going to get my money. I'm going to do what I see fit, and then you do the same thing with yours. And, you know, I think personally, depending on what the couple's goal, like the couple's goal, ultimate goal in life, like I feel like both resources should be used for that, the common goal.
I agree, and for me, I feel like if it's shared money, like you have that one account where you take care of bills, groceries and stuff, the expenses that you guys both use together, then that's something you share. But like if it's individual, like just getting wings with the boys, something, then that's your own individual thing that you see and stuff. My girl be like, damn, you spent $13.99 for one drink. I want to get caught. I get yelled at all day. That's something I don't want to be seen.
Why? But I think the whole thought of $7, right? If you just met somebody, come on, bro, it's $7 though. Like it's if he needs $7, get the man $7. Now, if it's every day, then you just got into a relationship or dating this person, then I feel like, all right, red flag. Boom. You're about to get in a relationship with the liability. Back up a little bit. so obviously that, but it's like I feel like people out themselves when you out other people in situations like that. Like, how you gonna out this man because he needed $7 from you? You was his main thing.
Now you gotta put him blast in front of everybody.
You gotta put him on blast in front of everybody,
man.
Like,
I didn't think about the blast part.
Yeah, man. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, he's attached to that story. And that story is going to carry with him, like, especially with everyone within the immediate, community, their friends, if they knew he was hanging with her, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, I think you have to take that into consideration. Like, if you don't want to give him the $7, all right, cool. Don't give him $7. But to out him and to embarrass him, and maybe for him, that might be the fire that he needs that's going to motivate him and ultimately get to a place where he's going to be super successful. Like, maybe that's his kickstart.
And that's why I said there's a pros and cons to everything right there. It'll help him get lifted up and stuff after an embarrassment, so if there is any for him. But however, I would just say, though, with just social media nowadays, it's just we get out on everything. You'd be like, oh, he didn't show up with any socks with his Jordans. Let me take a picture and post this on TikTok or something. Right. It's just, that's what you see nowadays. It's just so terrible, man.
You know what I'm slowly starting to realize, especially with us trying to get into this media space with having shows, podcasting and all that, is that trolls are going to be there. We might as well just embrace their ass. Like, they're going to be there. They're going to, say things just like, she trolled her own boyfriend or the dude she was dating. Like, trolling is just a part of the culture as far as what we're in within America. Like, there's a troll everywhere. There's a troll at work. There's a troll, like, within your family. Like, trolling, I think, is just honestly a part of it. And we can look at it in two ways. As this is bullying. We need to shut their voices. Or we embrace it and have conversations with them. Because usually that trolling comes from a place where it doesn't make sense. They're just saying it to be funny. Or facetious.
I feel like hey, use that word. Let's go.
Yeah.
So, I realized that everybody's just passively coming to troll. Because, like, I mean,
yeah,
around 2015 or so, it was like, I guess it was be more popular with the memes and stuff. But I feel like a lot of people, like, the new culture now is just passively becoming trust without realizing, Like, it's become so natural where you don't realize when you're dogging somebody, it's just because
you just doing it.
You just do it.
You just reactively doing it. It's common culture to, speak against someone's situation, to openly judge them, right? To make someone feel bad. Unfortunately, that's just what it's a part of, Like, for me, I want to embrace as many trolls as I possibly can. Like, obviously, you're going to have the ones who want to try to threaten your family and all that bullshit. I don't care about that, but I'm more so of the ones who want to crack jokes. Crack jokes on me all day. Matter of fact, I want, like, in the comments, bro. Put it in the comments. Your top 5 jokes on me, whatever the case may be.
Please roast them.
Roast me.
Please roast them. I love it.
And then, each podcast episode, I want to read the top 5 roasts. out of everybody.
Oh, no. That's another thing. I feel like I want you guys to comment more. I want to hear some more feedback. Even you can roast me as well, or just say little small things. Okay. We appreciate everything. We want to hear all the voices. All the voices matter around us.
It's true.
Which one was that?
Bitch, I'm G to the A to the O bar, G to the L to the O, big glow.
Oh. So, yeah, Joe also got the little machine here.
Yeah, man. You know, we ready. You never know.
Ooh. How long it takes to program that stuff?
It do take a few hours. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, because you gotta find the snippet, cut it within DaVinci. I mean, it's not hard, but you're doing it multiple times because you're creating different buttons. Like, I don't know.
Booty, rocking everywhere.
I don't know.
Yeah, these are random. That was random as hell.
I don't know how I'm gonna use these, but I feel like, you know, all of these will be significant.
Who the fuck is this asshole?
You have it memorized?
No, but it's written on here what it is. So I got my grandma.
Nigga, you know your ass lying.
That's gonna be the famous one. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. I think technology, leveraging the technology to, you know, make things better is important. You know what I mean?
You know, speaking about technology, when I was reading from my book by Alan Watts, which is the I can't remember the exact title, but like the word of anxiety. It was interesting when I was reading that he was saying that that we're gonna use technology so much where we just stop using our brains, and we just rely on everything. And he wrote this like back in the 60s, 70s or so. And I feel like it's true because, like, again, you get like things like audiobooks. I mean, sometimes like audiobooks is nice to listen to, but I feel like if I read, I soak it in more. But also, I feel like when I read, I also get to work on my mental strength as well. You know.
This is where the diagram comes in because I'm an audiobook guy. Yeah, and it's funny you said that because me and my aunt had this this debate the other day where she's like, I gotta write and read at the same time. I need it to be physical. I need to touch it, and I get that. But for me, like, I like painting pictures when I hear things. So I like being able to, you know, hear the words from the book and try to paint a picture myself and visualize it. So for me, I mean, you could do that with reading too, but for me, if I just sit back and listen, then it's a lot easier.
So you still soak it in?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So I think everyone's learning concepts is a little bit different. And as far as using technology, the more and more we use it, the less we use our brain. I would have to disagree with that outlook just because with so much technology, you have to use your brain to understand it in the first place. You know what I mean? Old people be like, how you use this? Hey, you know what this is?
So many times.
You know, like, if they just took 5 minutes to actually learn what it was, then they can actually use it. And then that might open up new doors. Like, damn, I can do this? I can, you know, do it. You know what I mean? But most older folks be like, nah, I don't want to touch it. And then they find themselves in a situation where they have to touch it. Like, I got to print these papers. Hey, Junior, come here. Hey, show me how to print on the iPad real quick. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like at the end of the day, it's just about the choice to want to grow.
Okay.
If you choose to want to grow, technology can be a tool. But at the end of the day, if you want to continue to get information, you will. Like, it's 100% up to you.
So the other part I read too is saying that we use our brain so much to where we lose our basic instincts, like seeing stuff like flight or fight response, or let alone to just use our gut feeling. So let's say that you feel like there's a danger lurking around the corner just because you're a paranoid person. Now, if you sit there and overthink it, you cause stress, you cause panic and fear because you're thinking it too much. That's when your brain is your biggest enemy because you're worried about what's around that corner.
Okay.
But if you feel like your gut feeling, you know there's nothing around there because there's no reason for nothing to be around there, then sometimes your gut feeling can help eliminate that stress and that flight or flight response sometimes.
I know what you're saying. I think, in uses of technology, well, to be honest with you, I really just think it depends on the environment the person is in. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes like you gotta be aware of your surroundings. If you in Detroit on the east side at a gas station at 7:00 and you know it's dark, you know what I mean? Like, you know, if you ain't got a gun on you out pumping the gas, then you don't need to go to that gas station. You know what I mean? It's just certain things are just kind of like, it should be common sense, but it's common sense common. You know, that's a whole nother, you know, question of itself. But it's like, people utilizing their brains and having the ability to think, I don't think stops with technology. I think it starts with, do I want to grow or not? Do I want to continue to get information and, you know, develop, and I wouldn't say just become a better person, but fulfill everything that you believe your life is meant and is worth for.
So do you think about everything you do? Do you ever just act sometimes if you feel like it's right based off your gut? How often do you use your gut more than your brain?
Great question.
Same question for you guys out there too.
For me, I try to look at things from a bird's eye view. Even if it does benefit me, I try to look at it as like, okay, how does it not benefit me? Like, it depends on what we're talking about. If we were talking about what cereal I'm gonna eat in the morning, then if I feel like eating Reese Puffs, then I'm gonna eat Reese Puffs. So you know what I mean?
So
it depends on what we're talking about.
I understand what it depends, but like, if your average day, do you think you use your gut or your brain more?
My brain more.
Your brain more? So you feel like you think about everything before you do it?
I feel like I move with intentions. Like, I intend on doing this today, right? But then also, too, I think my failures within that is my gut.
Okay.
I believe my failures of being able to accomplish what I set out to get accomplished, and I just didn't do it just because I didn't feel like it, I believe that's my gut.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because what truly pulls me away from me getting what I want to get done? Like, it's a feeling. It's a feeling of like, damn, I don't really want to post on my story today. Like, or I'll procrastinate. I'll delay it. I'll be like, I'll do that later. You know, it's not important. Now, you know, with our circumstances, everything's important at this point. So it's like now I can't be procrastinating and, you know, because I think a gut feeling is typically always, for me at least, not the right move on my part.
I would say for myself, I think my gut feeling has been
It's better than...
It's right a lot of the times, but I can sometimes tend to overthink things. But however, when I do like think of the situation that appeared beforehand, I do try to like think of like all the different scenarios that can play out within like however I may answer or whichever role I may take. So that way I can just be like ready in advance for anything like that can occur within that moment. So as in like, let's say if I eat, I don't know, let's just say like if I eat like pudding or whatever, I know for a fact I love pudding, but let's say hypothetically I'm like I may have stomach issues with it. So I can think of, I can enjoy the serotonin boost and be happy this temporary moment of enjoying the pudding, but however my con is I have to worry about maybe using the bathroom. And maybe using the bathroom, maybe my friend may ask me, hey, let's go out here, let's go hang out, but now I got to cause an extra delay to go use the bathroom. Maybe the extra delay, now I may get stuck in traffic, you know? So, like, a butterfly effect happened because I choose to eat the pudding. Hey, butterfly effects can happen whenever, man. That's just interesting to me.
So, when you say butterfly effect, go into detail. What?
Like, if you move something out of place, then it can affect something. So let's just say, every day you just fall on the couch right there. Like, you know it's right there. You know the pillows are right there. They never be moved. They never move. But let's say one day I just moved the pillows and you just, usually on your phone, you just fell back. Now, what if you just made a mistake and just like hit your lower back on the fabric of the sofa? Now you got back problems. All because I moved that one little thing. That little change that just messed with your entire life right there.
I get it. I see, for me, in my concept and my thinking is that, like, just a foundational thing for me is that, like, part of who I am, of course, faith is the way, the truth, and the life, right? That is who Jesus is, right? And that's what I subscribe to. So it's like, if I walk in this way of life, this path, like, and I've seen others as far as whether it was what I read, what I studied, you know what I mean? It's like, I feel like this way of life is not going to stir me wrong, even in bad circumstances. Bad circumstances are not, are not going to be absent from the path that you walk in my eyes. But as far as what harm, what bad can happen to you is very limited. You know what I mean? As far as what I believe. It's like, in my path, in my walk, like, there's only so much that can happen because I believe God is protecting me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even though when I do have back issues, like, for example, even when I do, go through circumstances, it's like, no worries. We're on a journey. Everything will be recovered. Mm-hmm. Like, don't worry about the small stuff. Because I feel like all that ties into feeling. All that ties into, like, because this happened to me, what do I feel like doing right now? It's like, and then when you sit back and you think about, damn, what do I feel like doing? Like, it's usually not something progressive. Mm-hmm. Usually you have to choose in your mind, like, no, like, I'm going to do this, whether if it's good or it's a goal, whatever the case may be. It usually don't come by a gut feeling, because most of the time, in my opinion, I think our gut feelings deceives us and keeps us stagnant and complacent as far as what works and what hasn't for me.
So basically, like, your faith is really strong, and if the consequences happen, hey, your faith got your back.
That's what I lean on. Mm-hmm. That's what I lean on. That's what I rest in. That's what, like, is my substance. Because, like, even though it looks bad, then I reevaluate, like, bro, like, I really have everything I need. Mm-hmm. It could be a whole lot worse. It could be a whole lot darker. It could be, you know what I mean, in a situation to where I literally felt like I was in bondage, but I'm not. And because of that, you're able to progress and move forward. I realize this. I feel like as humans, we're meant to travel light. I believe we're meant to travel throughout life light. Light with problems, light with burdens, light with, everything. It just seems like we're meant to travel light. We're not meant to travel with a whole bunch of burdens in our life.
And you know what? Speaking about burdens real quick, is that the burden of y'all not drinking water and sitting down all day. Y'all need to go ahead and pause this while we got a quick commercial break.
Pause.
We're going to go ahead and see y'all in a little bit.
Pause. No, keep this going, man. Keep this going. It's good. It's your boy JDJ. Right now, you're tuning in to the Compound Network. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Tune in to the Weekly Basis podcast, KJ Diagram, and also CJ Does It All. Let's go.
Like, as black people, we are honestly some of the most compassionate people on the planet because of the things that have been done to us.
Why? I don't think caring is easy. I don't think that is an easy feature in life. Like, I don't think it's a thing that everybody is actively able to do. I think it's a learned thing it's something that you have to press on.
Right. Facts and stuff went to Mexican companies instead of the black residents of LA that need it. Like, especially in LA right now, so many homeless people that's black, bro. It's crazy.
Well, but I want to argue a little bit on that point, because I think LA right now is just too expensive for anybody. I feel like, I really believe that all the things I really want to get into, like, as far as, like, special effects and animation and stuff like that, I just think that I'm going to meet these people along the journey. You just got to keep working.
And speaking of people along the journey, I'm actually, myself, was going to start working on my story. I just started writing, which I'll tell y'all more in the future. And also some comedy skits. And as you talking about meeting people in the journey, in the future for all the small things. Yeah, I'm going to spit some bars in a second. But we have an animator so we can make something really cool, and Joe can use his voice talent and do some voice acting too.
Me personally, if I'm being honest, I feel like my voice, I don't know, my voiceovers, reading stories, maybe. These are just ideas.
I'm for sure down to do
I'm always down to do something. I'm always down to throw something at the wall.
My goal is to learn and do everything as much as possible, and we can just have all this knowledge of everything we've done, and we can turn it into something. You can be like, "Hey, I'm Joe the podcast. I'm Joe the entrepreneur. I do everything." Mm-hmm. That's how I want to be. I'm gonna be brand name key everywhere.
That's the goal. That's what we're building. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like, but you got to start somewhere. I think the hard part is starting and not shooting immediately. That's the hard part, right?
Execution.
Because it's like you want to literally be, like a jet. Mm-hmm. You want to be on the boat. All you need to do is just hop in and take off. Like, it don't work like that. It's more like, hey, we about to walk from New York to California, and and you can do it. It's just a long ass walk. And there's a whole lot of stops, like bumps, bruises. You got to climb some mountains. You got to walk through some valleys. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's just the reality of what we're building.
We always look at, I'm going to execute this journey, but we always want to be at the end versus the journey.
Exactly.
You know what? I actually like the journey more than the execution, just because you get to experience all this stuff on the way. You might turn a different direction that you wasn't expecting. Next you learn something new, or you probably gain something new. You probably lost some things as well, but you experienced something that you would have come across because you took that journey.
Exactly. And speaking of which, shout out to my Twitch. Follow me on Twitch, JDiggsJ. And the reason why I bring that up is because you're 100% right. Mm. Because when you are going along the journey, you'll find yourself just doing shit you never thought in your mind you would have thought about doing shit 6-7 months ago. And the reason being is because you got to start seeing shit. If you just stay in the same place and don't move and don't walk and just, I'm here, right? Then you really don't open yourself up for opportunities to have success.
It's facts. You stop.
You just stuck.
You just stuck in your room all day. You're not going anywhere. I mean, sure, you probably read a book or whatever, but at the same time, there's just so much adventure and just so much life you can just go experience by just getting up and just trying something that you would never think of.
Yeah, man. We got to be vulnerable. Mm-hmm. You got to be vulnerable.
As my granddad said, it's okay to be vulnerable.
It is extremely okay to be vulnerable. Mm-hmm. And then not give a shit about your vulnerability. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody says something, if it's someone who cares about you, and they say something rude or, whatever the case may be, right? Taking into consideration, is it something that you can get better at? No? Fuck them. Like, as far as their opinion, like, love them. But I said this before, but like, everybody's opinion isn't valid, even the closest ones to you.
Just like the dude from the Big Lebowski said, that's just like your opinion, man. That's exactly how he said it.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is. Mm-hmm. But it's about, at the end of the day, I feel like we all got to be working to get results. Mm-hmm. Like, we have to work to get results, and if we don't get results, then we just got to reevaluate and keep going and keep trying.
Don't stay in part, because as we said before, if you ain't growing, where you going? So just keep it up.
Period.
Keep that fire up. It's just, even though you get knocked back down, even though things knock you trip you over and over and over.
Get your ass back up.
Get back up. It's not like it's the end of the world. If you're still breathing, that means you can still keep trying.
Get your ass back up and keep fighting.
The thing I look at is like, if you look at the body itself, our body is like a plant. Like GM or whatever. It's just because somehow we're just working. Our body, our brain is pumping, our heart is beating, and it's just going. So why can't we go with it?
Hey. That was a great analogy. You said we're like a plant. Mm-hmm. I believe in order to become great, we got to have rooted conversations. I'm trying to figure out topics, but I feel like everyone has to have a root that they have to talk about and expose. You know what I mean? For example, right? Like, I think a lot of us, man, you know what? I'm not going to say that because I don't want the married men police to come get me. No, but in all seriousness, like, for example, like, as a married man who provides for his family, he has kids or whatever the case may be, it's very easy to, you know, to feel like, damn, I'm the only one, right? You know what I mean? To go through a struggle, to go through this life, like, you got to deal with problems every day.
Mm-hmm.
So in your mind, you're like, shit, I'm going to go see me some titties.
Hit the strip club.
I'm gonna hit the strip club, and I got money.
Mm-hmm.
And if I got money, then strippers is gonna, you know what I mean? They're gonna open up. And so
or beaches.
So it's like we use, and unfortunately, so many bad situations come from those type of situations, right? Like, next thing you know, you got a baby on the way. Now you got to get a divorce because she ain't found out you got a baby by a stripper. And then next thing you know, the kid's mad at you. Now you like, fuck it. And you know what I mean? Like, that's just an ugly situation.
It is an ugly situation.
Like,
Man.
that, and it may not even be a stripper. It could be just a nurse. It could be any woman, right? But I think when we have rooted conversations with your spouse and be like, yo, like, you need to bust it open for your boy. Like, like you like
that relationship just straight up.
like you need to bust it open for your boy. Like, I'm a man. I desire your cheeks, okay? And if you're not opening up the cheeks, then what do you expect me to do? Right? I'm full of testosterone. I'm full of testosterone, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it all comes down to, and I'm being funny, obviously, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to having rooted conversations, discussing what's really wrong. Like, I remember, I'm not sure if I told you this, but me and Tranisha had an argument, right? And we was arguing back and forth, probably for like an hour. And then we end up getting to the root of what was really the problem. And we both agreed on it. And it was like, well, if we would have got through all the other bullshit and just got straight to the root, all the other shit would have died too. I think that's the goal. That should be everyone's goal if you want to grow.
Basically, like, as I'm trying to understand this correctly, is that when we have a lot of relationship problems, there's just problems with friends, family, doesn't matter, just straight up, is that we're always trying to we're always trying to hit our peak, or not our peak, but we're trying to hit the problem, but we're going through all this filler BS.
Exactly.
We're just nonstop trying to figure out how should I do this versus just being straight up blunt. Because if you're close with this person, you should be straight up and not just trying to beat around the bush with it. And we all typically just beat around the bush with everyday conversations we have.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Exactly. Right? It's very surface level. And then most of the time when you're in passing, that's it. That's, you know what I mean? There's not like, and that's because a lot of people don't think everybody has solutions. I ain't about to just communicate with everyone about my problems. But I look at, like you said, I look at everybody as a tree, for example. Let's just say an apple tree. Everyone's an apple tree, for example, right? But if some of the apples on your tree look a little fucked up, right? But you represent them fucked up apples. Like, no matter what, your fucked up apples is your perspective, and they not fucked up to you.
Because I'm Johnny Apples. I made them apples.
I made these motherfucking apples.
Yeah.
Right? You are willing to defend that, but if someone has a conversation with you about the root, you know what I mean? The core, the reason why these apples are fucked up, you know what I mean? That might actually be able to help somebody to stop making fucked up apples. I don't know if people will actually pick up what I'm putting down here, but what I'm saying is that you got to get to the root. And my whole goal throughout this podcast, throughout our show, KJ Diagram Show. Throughout everything that I do is to be able to make sure that everyone leaves our projects wanting to have a conversation with somebody else.
Take what you learn and use it. And if you don't learn anything, then hey, I mean, you just don't take anything from us. But if you learn something, apply it. Because I feel like anything that you learn, I'll try to apply it. If I learn a new word, I apply it to my everyday language if I can. He used facetious. I told him about the word. He used it. I learned another word. I think it's called. Dang, you know what? What was the other word? It was man. I did stop using it. It started with an I. I'm gonna remember it.
I don't show it all the time, but deep down inside, like, I slap shit out of all y'all.
Sorry, I thought that was 21 Savage. I thought of that interview. He said, "I'll beat the fuck out of you."
Yeah.
But cut it short. We had a great time to come back here to talk to you guys and to actually speak to each other because we actually took a break here. So we're going to keep on bringing this show back. We're going to help you guys out as much as possible. We want you guys to talk to us. Talk in our comment section. Bring some things alive. Bring some topics. Bring
Roast
our
me.
Stories. Roast him.
Roast
y'all can roast me, but I'm going to come back real quick. I'm going to let y'all know.
I'm ready.
But we'd love to see you guys again. Check out his Twitch.
Check out my Twitch, man. JDiggsJ. You'll have, and you know what? I'm doing the Twitch 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. We early morning before we get to work. We gonna,
And to those
build you up.
To those who work out in the morning, wake up in the morning, that's perfect time for y'all.
Oh yeah, bro. If you about to work out, listen to the Twitch, man. Bro, you're gonna be feeling very motivated, very excited, inspired, but most importantly, you're gonna know who you are.